One of the other international stories we're watching is Russia's Navy dealing today with disaster. A fire has killed 14 sailors on board a top-secret deep-sea research submersible, one that is reportedly nuclear-powered. Now, the Defense Ministry says there are survivors, but is not saying how many. Our Moscow correspondent Chris Brown has the very latest.
Well, it is very big news here this morning. All of the major papers are leading with it. Smoke under the water. This says as Vestia crew members fight gallantly for their lives to the very end. That's just a sample, but all of the big papers are running with this. We've also seen Sergei Shoigu, the defense minister, meeting with Vladimir Putin. Mr. Shoigu's version of this is that this is an underwater research vessel, that it was doing deep water research at the time of this accident within Russia's territorial waters. We know that this happened around 9 o'clock at night on July the 1st, that there was a fire on board, and according to the defense minister, the crew took decisive action to put it out, but 14 sailors died. Russia's President Vladimir Putin also noted that there were a number of very prominent crew members on board this vessel, that of the seven of those people who died, 7 of those sailors were captains, a very high rank, and 2 of them were heroes of Russia. That is the very highest military award that you can receive in Russia. So, distilling all of that from the official narrative, you have a very unusual submarine and a very unusually prominent crew on a very mysterious mission that was stricken by a mysterious fire.
So there are other reports which offer differing views from this official account. What are some of the other details and facts that our sources are saying?
It's an AS-12 submarine. It's what one Russian paper today likened to a spy sub. We understand it might have a crew of around 25, so of those 14 or so died. We also understand 5 might be in the hospital. We understand it's a smaller vessel that's carried underneath the belly of a much larger sub, and then that larger sub releases it and it can go down. It's a very, very deep mission sub as well. Some reports have suggested that among the things that the spy sub might be doing is tapping into undersea cables. We also think the crew might be from the St. Petersburg area. As for what happened, speculation is that it was perhaps likely more than a fire. One retired military expert speaking on a Russian independent radio station suggested that a lot of the crew members have, all the crew members have portable breathing apparatus. So for them, so many people to have died, that perhaps this was more than just an ordinary fire, that it might have been an explosion. And next door in Norway, authorities did report that they did receive a distress call for some kind of a gas explosion. But for now, that may be all we're going to hear from the official narrative. Vladimir Putin's press secretary was asked about this morning at his briefing, and his response was that there will be some information about this incident that will remain a state secret.